Hey there, everyone. My name is Anthony Avina, and welcome to another edition of My Ghost Stories. This week, I thought I would do something different than just talking about my personal experiences and the experiences of my family and friends and loved ones. I thought this week, since it's Halloween, that I would take a look at some of the top haunted places in California. Not personally, because I cannot drive there right now. But I thought I'd just take a look at what people have collected and kind of discerned as the top places in California that are haunted and stuff that you could possibly go explore yourself if you are happen to be in California or are going to be in California and want to, explore. So I'm not going to read all 10, but I thought I'll just pick at random some of the ones until we get to number one. All right. The first one I want to talk about, and something I've always wanted to go explore, is the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Let's see. The supposed haunting going on here that people have claimed involve people hearing doors slam shut, cold spots, wet footprints that appear out of nowhere. The Queen Mary has capitalized on these hauntings and now has a daily tour geared toward the paranormal enthusiasts. So they actually have a tour that you can go on at the Queen Mary and explore. The blue ribbon was awarded to the ship that made the fastest transatlantic crossing. Queen Mary was awarded the blue ribbon in 1936. And from 1938 until 1952, the Queen Mary now has a static role at Long Beach, California. So it's kind of in harbor in Long Beach, California. What else does California have? Apparently Disneyland is supposedly haunted. Let's see what this person said. Okay, apparently Space Mountain is supposedly haunted, and the women's employee locker rooms are haunted by the ghost of Mr. One Way, a guest who died on the Space Mountain ride back in the 1970s. So if you're in Space Mountain in Disneyland, California, look out for a ghost called Mr. One Way. Let's see, it also said that the Christmas shop on Main Street holds a specter or two. Also, Tom Sawyer's Island, the Old People Mover Ride, and in Tomorrowland there have been reported apparitions after the park is closed. So, if you happen to work at Disneyland and have seen some of these ghosts, feel free to leave a comment down below telling me what happened, what you saw. Or if you've ever been there after dark, or after the place is closed up. I've always wanted to do that, to stay there late at night. That was number 7 on the list. Here's a good one. Alcatraz Island, and I've actually seen the Ghost Hunters, Taps Paranormal with Jay Haas, and back then it was Grant Wilson leading the team on Sci-Fi. I love that show. I've been watching it for 10 years now, ever since the beginning. My mom and I, that's something like a tradition that we have. It's premiering on Wednesday. I'm rambling now. Anyways, Alcatraz. Let's see. Someone was actually lucky enough to go and stay a night. There have been reports of cold spots, the sounds of chains clanking, footsteps, screaming, and more. The history of the island includes military use as a fort, an army prison camp, a Native American peace community, and the location of America's most dangerous criminals. The prison held Scarface Capone and Robert the Birdman Stroud. I've actually read about the Birdman. He's very creepy. And he is one of the ghosts reportedly that haunts Alcatraz. I remember that from the Ghost Hunters episode. The island has been featured in movies such as Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood and The Rock with Sean Connery. For prisoners, the worst torture was how close but unattainable the life in San Francisco was. So apparently prisoners were able to see out their windows and see San Francisco very, very close, but they could never get there, of course. Apparently the prisoners were even able to hear the party and laughter of citizens in San Francisco from across the bay. Of course, there's also wildlife sanctuaries there with birds and tide pools filled with crabs and sea stars. The western gull and black-crowned heron colonies are also prevalent. So something to consider if you're ever in Alcatraz and you're like a paranormal enthusiast. Make sure to rule out any wildlife that could be causing some of the activity you may be experiencing. I've never been there, so I don't know what kind of EMF stuff they have going on. There's sirens going on. It's just another night here in the high desert. Okay. As we ignore that, let's go to number 1 on the most haunted place in California. According to this list, which is on HauntedAmericaTours.com, the number 1 haunted location in California is Brookdale Lodge in Brookdale, California. Is also home of the HPI Northern California Paranormal Conference. Let's see. Ripley's Believe It or Not did a show there. EVPs have been captured there on the bridge over the indoor brook. They saw some glorious orb pictures with moving, but I have always been skeptical of orbs because so much of that could be explained by dust particles and bugs and stuff like that. So I have a hard time believing orb pictures. One conference guest, Maria, had a crazy seance with Nancy Bradley. Interesting. Let's see. There are secret passageways and hidden rooms. There's even a room called the Mermaid Room, where you can look into the bottom of the swimming pool through a glass window. It is said that mobsters that resided here long ago used to have mermaid prostitutes. I don't know how that works. They would swim near the glass window to the mobsters to select them as dates for the evening. I don't know what that has to do with the paranormal, but apparently a lot. There you have it. That's just a few haunted locations in California that this list listed. A lot going on in San Francisco. I'd love to explore San Francisco one day, and I'd definitely want to go to Alcatraz one day. It'd be really cool to tour that. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this week's My Weekly Ghost Story. In the comments below, if you live in California or have ever visited California, tell me of a place you visited that may or may not be haunted. Any stories you've heard traveling through here, any experiences you've had, leave them down below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Please like this video, comment on it, favorite it, and share it. Make sure you check out all the social networking links down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys next week for another edition of My Ghost Stories. Thank you, and this is Anthony Avina, signing out. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.